Guys, here we go.
Please remember to put your mics near your mouths too.
Alrighty, your 11-second delay is good to go. We're set. Call the meeting in order. Planning Commission meeting Monday, October 6th. Item 1 on our agenda. Well, actually, it's called order. That's number 1. Item 2, approval of the minutes the last time we gathered as a group, which was on September 15th.
Motion to approve.
Got the motion on the minutes. I'll second. Art's got the second. We're all good on the minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Done with that one. Public hearing. We have one this evening. It's a variance for a dwelling unit size on Central Avenue, and we go directly to our city staff.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Thank you for being here this evening. We have one item as mentioned. This is item 3A to approve a variance for a smaller dwelling unit size at 301 Central Avenue. So the applicant is Nort Johnson. The applicant is here with us this evening. Should you have questions, the owner is the group of Faribault Downtown Central LLC. Again, the location is 301 Central Avenue, and the proposal is for a variance. So the location is with our historic central downtown area. You've heard back in June for a platted segregation of this property. There's the location on 3rd Avenue and Central Avenue downtown. Zoning map is outlined in yellow. The variance request, very simply, is to allow one existing apartment to be no smaller than 368 square feet. The request is to facilitate a previously approved plat of the property into 3 parcels. So as noted, this is the second floor of the property, which I actually walked through last week with our planning staff, which is very exciting for this application to be coming forward. The lots that are the segregated lots, as you remember from your previous actions, is represented by the dashed red line. The area of the variance is the clouded area shown in blue. So as you can see, the existing lot configuration shows that there is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath unit, which is 594 square feet. The applicant wishes to reinstall a firewall, which would allow the area that has the smaller dashed unit in red to commingle with the area to the west of the firewall, which results in a residual parcel, a small apartment of 368.57 square feet precisely, become a single new unit. So the variance, it meets the criteria for granting as a variance because the intent of the ordinance is met as it's written to ensure residential uses are secondary to commercial uses, the commercial uses being on the ground floor, which the property achieves as the amount of residential use is not increased. The building code allows residential units to be smaller than the minimum proposed, and the downtown master plan both support investment and activity downtown, which granting the variance would facilitate. So summary, we feel the variance meets zoning requirements. So as such, recommendations are, we recommend the Planning Commission forward the resolution to City Council with approval, which approves the requested variance based on the criteria and findings in the ordinance. I can take any questions.
Back to us. Before I go to questions, I forgot to give our little speech. This is the official public hearing on this on this request. So there's a very strict format we follow. We get a presentation from city staff. We'll ask any clarifying questions we have to make sure we're okay, and then we open up the public hearing. Usually hear from the applicant first, but whoever wants to go, name, address, company you're representing, etc. Cycle through public hearing. When that's done, then we come back up here. We'll talk about it. Somebody will make a motion to do something. We'll vote on that motion, and then our recommendation goes towards the city council or recommending body to the council, so they'll take action on it their next meeting next week, I'm assuming. And then this is the public hearing part of it. So do we have questions, Steve?
Mine's probably more mechanical. Looking at, if you can bring up, yeah, so you've got the apartment layout. The red dashed line is the current firewall, is my understanding?
It is going to be reinstated. So you see the gap in between the two?
So this, what we're actually doing is splitting this and
We're,
this off.
we're reinstalling the firewall so that it's, because if I back this up,
Yes, that's,
yep. Let me see if I have it here. So if you see in this lot, lot 2, no longer permitted for 2 dwellings to have a cross access, right, across property boundaries.
yes.
So this this reinstalls and fulfills another requirement, but then creates another standard that needs to be varied.
That's what I kind of thought it was, but I just wanted to, thank you.
Other questions?
Actually, I
Gina?
have two. The first one is in criteria number 3, it mentions limiting the occupancy to 2. However, I did not see that as a condition further on in the document. So in criteria 3, pages 11 and 12 of our report, it says we should limit the occupancy to 2, but in the conditions of the variance, it's not listed. Find out if that's
I think
not.
that was intended, not intentionally omitted, but also understanding that that would probably be under the realm of the International Building Code, so that that permitting requirement would be there. We could potentially amend it, or if you wish to make that recommendation to add it as a condition, that's entirely up to you. But aside from that, I believe that the building code has serve as precedent in the
I guess I wonder why it was put in the criteria if it wasn't going to be a condition.
good question.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tina had 2 questions.
one
She said
more.
2 questions, then I'll go to Sam. No, Tina and then Sam.
I think it's important that we know what the orphan 235 feet is going to go to. If you, as you know, when you change walls, you have to bring up to code. If it's going to stay, if that unit is going to stay a 2-bedroom, then it would meet code for square footage. But if by chance they were going to make it a 3-bedroom, then it would require a reciprocal variance because it wouldn't meet the new square footage in our current code of 1,100 square feet. So it would make it, it would be enough square footage under current code. Current code is 900 for a 2-bedroom, 900 square feet. I brought code with me. So I guess I want to know what's happening in unit number 1, because that would make a difference, you know, on the lot 1. And that's my 2 questions on, because there's, if you look in the same efficiency as the 550, that's what we're granting, they want a variance on. 2-bedroom requires 900 square feet, which with the orphan 235 square feet, it would meet, but it won't meet the square footage for a 3-bedroom unit. So I want to know what's happening in that unit, or do we need to do a reciprocal variance for it?
I believe that the reason that we would not be doing a reciprocal variance for it is because it would be considered existing non-conforming. So, but
Aren't you changing walls? That adjusts things when you change walls.
I had asked,
It's Sam and then Bart. I got a cue. Where's there a question? Bart's got a question.
I had asked this question of Harry about the 235
But is it going to be a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom? Because the square footage makes a difference. In our code, UDC code, it says So section 11, 432, and we looked at A for the variance. And you just keep going down, C and D.
Okay, so
I don't
just
know how
to,
to get back to.
That's good.
I just need to load up here for a second. Leslie's still trying to answer Tina's question. So that's where we're at. Leslie's got the floor until we hear from her. Looks like we're seeing your desktop.
Love that
Desktop,
mountain.
I see.
Is that like Lake Powell?
Isn't that lovely?
So that's not working. So we've still got an open question that we don't have an answer for. Do we have other questions before I go back to public hearing, or actually start public hearing? No other questions. Public hearing. I see the applicants here. If you want to go first, or there's 3 people here. So Nord, if you want to go, you don't have to, by the way.
Nort Johnson, I'm representing the Faribault Industrial Corporation share in Faribault Downtown Central. The reason I'm doing that is because my main gig as Chamber of Commerce President, we're actually serving as general managers of the Industrial Corporation. So we manage some of their affairs, and their investment in Faribault Downtown Central falls within that jurisdiction for me. The project that you see is the Eastman's building, which is, I'm sure you're all aware, that fell in pretty tough disrepair over the last several decades. The project at hand, it calls for us to break that into 3 separate properties, so we have 3 manageable parcels that an investor can take on. Right now, it's 7 storefronts and 10 apartments. In the big unit there. We've been revamping commercial on that. We've got a dance studio taking up 2 spaces, which would be in building 3 now. Building 2 has a tea shop and another suite ready to build out. Parcel 1 only has the blanket shop on the corner for occupants right now. The ask for us is pretty simply to get this variance through so that we can continue with the subdivision, and we have potential buyers lined up to move those buildings into the next phase of development. I don't know if protocol allows for questions of me at the public hearing. Please, if anybody's
Do we have any questions for the applicant, Steve?
I'd say Tina's question is the thing.
I could answer that one.
It's the big thing in the moment, because I would not be prepared to vote for this, to approve it, if we don't have an answer for if that's going to become a 3-bedroom apartment.
So the expectation is that it would say a 2-bedroom, but the potential then for private baths for one of the bedrooms. The other one would be a shared bathroom for the first bedroom to what would be the west side, and then of course, the living area.
And Leslie finally has brought up what she wanted to show us. So Nord, yeah, you can see that screen there. So then that coincides with what you just explained.
So 301 apartment 4 right now is would stay 2-bedroom unit with the additional space being absorbed into 301 apartment 4. The circled area in the hallway will become a fire door. So the top part of that wall, the original walls, it's original building walls, would also be repaired and fireproofed again. And there would be an easement in place ready to be adopted that would make that a shared egress for both 301 and 10 for the second floor. So that's
Thank you. That seems to get us to
It does,
Tina's
yeah.
question. Nord, it was just a question. I wanted to make sure. What's Faribault Industrial Corp's involvement on this?
Faribault Industrial Corporation is an investor, one of the general partners in Faribault Downtown Central. There are 4 investors in that.
Okay. The only reason I was asking, just from full disclosure, I inherited 1 share of Faribault Industrial Corp from my father. I haven't attended a meeting in 15 years, But technically, that's why I just wanted to see what the relationship was. I think we're fine. That's just all I was asking.
So, okay.
I should go to more meetings, apparently. Okay, thank you, sir. Any other public input on this one?
So Chuck, now that you've disclosed that you might have a personal share in that, did you want to recuse yourself from
I
the
can't
vote?
imagine, like I said,
But
I'm kind of,
just to get a temperature.
I mean,
of the
Faribault
room.
Industrial Corp's got their fingers in a lot of things. It hit my ear funny that they're an investor. I mean, I'm fine turning it over to Bart, but honestly, I got one share and I haven't attended a meeting in 15 years. Yeah, if anybody feels strongly, I'm happy to turn it over to Bart. And honestly, if the question's been raised, here. Take it from here, sir.
According to the receive a dividend. Thank you.
Do you want the gavel back?
Bart's got it now. Knock yourself out.
Have any additional questions?
I actually have
Comments?
one. I'm sorry, I missed. Yeah,
Go ahead.
it's it. We're done with public hearing. This was a very sloppy handoff, and I apologize for that. But I do just, now that we're back here for discussion, is what you called for. Leslie, when you said that.
Wait.
Oh,
Does anybody else from the public have any? Okay, now we're going to close the public hearing portion and come back to us for questions.
discussion. And it was, I should have asked it earlier, but when you mentioned we had previously approved the plat, when was that?
On June 10th.
Oh, so it was this year. So it was just
It's
a
still
meeting
this
I
year,
missed.
yep.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't some plat that was 40 years old or something. Okay.
It actually went through council approval, so this is just one of the minor details that has trailed the plat. So it has, so we're still waiting, so we're still moving forward to the devil's in the details and cleans up one of the details of the.
Discussion questions? Mike?
I have a comment. A unit this size is more of a micro unit, and said as such, you can't put actual bedrooms in it because of the size, because the bedroom's 10 by 10, that's 100 square feet, so you put 3 in there, that's over 300 already. So usually these are the living room with a bedroom in it, so there's really no concern about.
I'm just going to what the criteria says. The last line on page 11 says, so staff recommends placing a condition on the variance requiring a maximum of 2 occupants, which is consistent with building code. And when you go to the variance, it's not listed as a condition. That's all I was asking. It says one thing, but it didn't transfer over.
Discussion questions?
Mr. Chair, I'm fine with this. I totally get it. There was a firewall that was there, and then it's not there, and they got to put the firewall back in. Totally get that, and I'm not saying I'm opposed to this. But just from a kind of continuity standpoint, have we seen other requests from downtown business building owners over the years that have wanted smaller apartments upstairs than were allowed, and we took a harder stance? I'm actually asking the group, and I don't remember one way or another. I just,
Here for her historical knowledge, having been with the department for more than 10 years.
You see where I'm going. I just want a continuity of vote that 2 years ago I didn't vote against some building owner that wanted a small apartment. You know, as long as this is in line with our historic voting record.
An urban design standpoint, I think something that you're now is known as micro apartments is something that's far more common to understand that compact living and, you know, minimalism is a trend as well as far as living standards. So I don't think it's out of the ordinary, and somewhat goes back to the history of how lived more with less.
Let's do one more comment. This is pretty common in most apartment buildings to have a micro unit in it because you get those odd-shaped buildings where you need to put in something small. And this is usually the first one to rent out, so they're not going to have a bedroom in it. It's going to be a kitchen, a sink, and a living room with a bedroom in a living room. So really, there's really no concern because they can't fit one in. Usually that's the first one to rent out too. So these are in demand.
I think the concern comes back to 301. I can see making a motion on one of the items to approve this would be that it's limited to 2 people in Department 301. Which then would just follow through with, be consistent as it was before.
Should be apartment 10, limited to 2 people.
Okay.
I think it's great. I understand the desire, and it happens frequently. I just want to follow through with what the staff report said, which was to put a condition in the variance. So, and that's all. My question was answered regarding the orphan 235 feet, so I'm good with that.
Clarification, you mean
This drawing that's up there, it says 10 apartment 3.
it said 2, so that's why I was just asking.
Oh, if I said 2, I said the orphan 235, but I apologize if I misspoke.
Chair? My only concern here is, and I see where Tina's going with it, but the request in front of us is the variance on the size. Can we put a condition on another apartment that's not part of the original variance?
No, it's the one we're voting on, this 10 apartment 3, to have a limit on it. The apartment that we're granting the variance, criteria number 3 in the report, it says to make it a condition. Staff recommends, this is on the bottom of page 11 of what was sent to us, staff recommends placing a condition on the variance requiring a maximum of 2 occupants. So the apartment that we are creating that is sub square footage to have that condition. So I'm just saying, let's be consistent. Either pull it out of the criteria or put it in the variance as a condition. That's all I'm saying.
And if you wish to make a motion, anyone that, has that instruction for staff to make that consistency in it, if it was inadvertently required, but if you wish to strengthen that substance, that is perfectly within your purview to do, so.
Sam has the floor.
So I'm going to pull from a little bit of experience. Almost 20, I'm dating myself here.
Commissioner Green, would you mind?
I'm going to date myself a little bit. I have almost 20 years in property management, and so dealing with rentals, rental sizes, how many occupants are allowed. Now, if this were to become a rental, part of their rental license would dictate how many people are in the apartment. It could be an owner-operated suite, awesome, but I'm not super excited. Let's say a young couple buys this and they have a brand new baby. Are we going to say you can't live there?
Just say be consistent, either change the criteria or change the conditions. I'm not taking a position on it. I'm just saying let's be consistent between the criteria and the variance. So one of them needs to be changed. That's all I'm saying.
Have something else to add? More discussion questions? Have a motion.
I would like to make a motion that we approve the variance with the criteria of a condition of 2 occupants, criteria number 3, which would require an amendment to the variance on their conditions, adding that in as a condition. So that the criteria and the variance match.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No. All opposed?
No.
No.
4-3. All right, we'll do a roll call vote.
Commissioner Green
No.
and Commissioner Jackson. Commissioner Miglio. Commissioner Ackman. Commissioner White.
Yes.
Commissioner Wilson.
Yes.
I would like to make a motion to
What
approve.
did, you got to announce what happened first.
4-3. No.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the variance as written.
Mr. Chair, if I could just add something. I heard what Tina was saying of, we've got to be consistent between what's in the recommendation and the variance. I just didn't want to add it to the variance, I just wanted to take it out of the recommendation. So
yeah.
if Sam's motion didn't get a second, right, then another motion would be in order. Just because I'm chair and I handed things around, I don't want to make the motion. See where I'm going with it?
To approve the removal of that paragraph in there, requiring a limited number of people in there?
Not the paragraph,
Clarify the
just the
motion.
The
sentence.
sentence, yeah.
Can you clarify the motion?
Motion is to approve the variance with the removal of the sentence stating the recommended number of people inside that unit.
Favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
No.
Ooh, I need to, is it?
I did an I, he said it.
Okay, only one no then.
Yeah, there's just one no.
Well, let's go ahead and do a roll call just to be.
Okay, Commissioner Green,
Aye.
Commissioner Jackson,
Aye.
Commissioner Miglio,
Aye.
Commissioner Ackman,
Aye.
Commissioner Salt,
Aye.
Commissioner White,
Nay.
and Commissioner Wilson. Thank you.
Motion carries. Item number 4, request to be heard. Item 5, items for discussion is none. Routine business, which is number 6, is none. And 7, board and commission updates and reports.
We do not have anything to report or updates. You will be contacted by Ms. Casper here as she reviews attendance records, just for those of you who might be getting a little close to your limits, just so you know where we are and within the boundaries of our attendance policy. We're at a little bit beyond the mid-year. Okay? And that's all we have. Thank you very much.
We have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All right, do we have a second?
Second.
All right, motion. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, say nay. Motion carries.